about validation, external validation and internal validation. What do we validate? Let's say start with ourselves. How do I validate myself? Do I need somebody to tell me about me? It's part of this world that, you know, every kind of work, every kind of social activity, they test you. They test you to meet their requirement. They test you just to make sure you fulfilled, for anything, your capability. But before you go to the external approval or external validation, you have to validate yourself. Validate means test in every angle to make sure you are fit, to make sure you are ready, to make sure you have all the capability from intellectual, mindset, and from everything. So it's just testing yourself. So, number one, you have to gain your own internal validation. Validate yourself, and the honest validation, and see, as a person, as a people, nobody's perfect. We all have our own weakness and strength, and based on that honest assessment, hey, this is my weakness and this is my strength, so I'm fit for this. I validate myself, I can do that. So that's the mindset, that's the psychology you need to have. Go to anywhere, but first of all, validate yourself. Just make sure that reward yourself. You know how much work you put behind, so tell to yourself you can do it. That's number one. Internally, go anywhere, in a business world, in a sport world, in any occasion, anything. First yourself, you believe in yourself, and then you validate yourself. So that's a kind of a boost. You charge yourself. You're ready. You can do it. So that's number one, validation. And I call it that's internal validation. That's from you, because you know yourself more than anybody else. You know your strength, you know your weakness. So you are the right person to validate you. Unless, for other reason, it just, that's whatever you feel from the guts, whatever you feel from the inside, whatever you feel, whatever your brain tells you, that's exactly who you are. Amen. When we come to external validation, but before that, sometimes people who doesn't approve themselves, who validate themselves in a wrong way, they need external validation. And based on my experience, some people, based on the kind of car they drive, or the clothes they wear, or the jewelry they put, they think that will bring them external validation. They think that will pass other people's approval, other people's validation. So we can say this validation is a test. So if they tell you good, oh, I'm good. So you just, instead of, now, since you don't have trust on yourself, since you're not listening to what yourself, so you're looking for other people's. But that shouldn't be, that should be a secondary. That should be, for example, let's say I'm going to work interview. Let's say I'm going to the business. First, as long as you work hard, get your internal validation. Your internal validation, the fuel. The internal validation is the motive. The internal validation is everything that moves you forward. That's the generator, that's the battery, that's the energy, that's the power. Your internal. When you feel you good, when you feel like everything, the whole world will be with you. So make sure, don't underestimate yourself. just make sure give the right assessment to yourself, and then the external validation will be follow your internal validation. So my message here is, don't just wait external validation. Don't remind or don't define yourself based on other people's opinion. The other people, what they think about you is just its opinion. It might not be really you because they don't know you very well. So the bottom line is, don't worry other people's opinion because that's an opinion. Don't be affected by other people's opinion. Stand out on your idea. If it's different, be different, but stick with who you are and then move forward. Have a good day.